The Magic Man. Once again, I'm still on the court. The lights stayed on. I thought they was going to go off when I did the other video. Let me see if I can bust another video very quickly. So Federer, he ain't tripping. Nadal fans tripping. Federer fans tripping. Other tennis fans tripping. But Federer ain't tripping. I'm telling you. Hello everybody, this is the Magic Man, the tennis preacher, the prophet, the psych it, and the tennis pastor. Coming back at you again with another video. Now people, I just did a video where we answered the question, or at least I tried to answer the question, which was, if Djokovic surpasses Federer, will Federer fans and will the media blah 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 accept Djokovic as the GOAT over Federer and as the GOAT of tennis? And I said yeah. Okay, yeah. And I tried to explain maybe what Federer fans meant when they said Federer, he will always be our GOAT. And I said maybe some Federer fans, there may be a few that really mean they're not going to accept Djokovic as a GOAT. But I also said that what Federer fans could be saying is that Federer has a specialness and a uniqueness, and every player has a uniqueness and specialness, some more special than others. Federer's super special, that no matter how great Djokovic become, it would never take away from what Federer has done for tennis. And he brought that up one time. Now people, okay, so now here's the question with this video. Let's assume if Djokovic and Nadal surpasses Federer, and let's say in Wikipedia says Djokovic and Nadal are greater players than Federer. They are the GOAT over Federer as far as achievements, are just greater players. They are considered to be greater, whether it's slightly greater or much greater, let's say when they retire. So if that happens, if Nadal and Djokovic are officially declared by tennis experts, most tennis fans, sports fans, as the GOAT over Federer, how will Federer be looked at in history? What would his legacy be? What would be his place then as far as greatness in history? So I want to still try to answer that. Okay, I sort of talked about that in the other video. Okay, now people, let me say something. Somebody asked, when Kobe Bryant was living, of course, this was only like about a year ago, they asked Kobe Bryant, they said, do you listen to the GOAT debate in basketball? Like, are you greater than Michael Jordan? Or is LeBron James greater than you? Or is Michael Jordan greater than LeBron? Is LeBron greater than you? And they asked Kobe, do you care about that? And this is what Kobe Bryant said, and he was serious. He said, no, I don't care about that. And they sort of asked him, they said, you don't care? Don't you care about if you the GOAT over Michael Jordan or over LeBron? He said no. He said, I know that's good for you guys to write stories about, and for it keeps fans excited. So Kobe admitted this GOAT debate thing, it makes us excited, make the tennis prophet make video after video about it, and people get in under the tennis prophet's video and comment about who they think the GOAT is. But people, I know what Kobe Bryant meant. This is what Kobe Bryant meant. He sort of said that he has his career, and if he's satisfied with his career, that he's done the best in his career, that's good enough for him. And then he went farther. I'm trying to paraphrase what he said. I wish I could say it verbatim. What he was saying was like what I said in the last video. No matter how great somebody else become, they can't take away your achievements, okay? So I'm gonna take that statement right there and go to the question I just asked. If Nadal and Djokovic are declared the GOAT over Federer, how would Federer be looked at in the GOAT debate? Where would his legacy be? How would he be looked at as far as greatness? Okay, people, listen. Let me say this here. Already the media, I'm going to say, and the media is huge in this, because a lot of us, we look at things based on how the media look at things. Not that we shouldn't do that all the time. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it can be bad. But the media, how they look at somebody's legacy can affect how the population looks at it. But I can say this right now about the media people. The media, they are impressed, like most of us, that Federer can play at this level at the age of 38, almost 39 in a few months. Okay? So you might say, well, imagine, man, what does that got to do with the question? It got a lot to do with the question, because that's special. So if Djokovic wins 22 majors, Djokovic can't take away from the fact that Federer was able to play at this level at almost as a 40-year-old man. Okay, so y'all see what I'm saying? So Federer, in other words, no matter how great Nadal and Djokovic achieve over Federer, they can't take away from what Federer has already done for tennis. Now, people, let's sort of go back to the beginning of Federer's career. Let me tell you why Federer, he's still going to be looked at as super special, no matter how great Djokovic and Nadal become. Okay, first of all, the first reason he gonna be looked at as super special, because he was doing greatness before Nadal and Djokovic started doing their greatness. Okay, that's very important. Okay, now in the other video, people, I mentioned this here. People, Pete Sampras admit this. Pete Sampras retired, and oh man, I may get this wrong. Did Pete Sampras retire in like 2002? Maybe. Okay, that may be right. That may not be right. But I think around 2000. Let's say around 2002. Okay. Everybody, people, I remember I would have lost a bet if I would have saw this guy again. This got to do with Federer now. There was a basketball player who he didn't do anything about tennis. And we was talking about Pete Sampras. He did what he said. He was hating on Sampras. He didn't even play tennis, didn't watch tennis at all. But he knew Sampras, though. He said, you know what? Somebody going to break that old Sampras record of 14 majors. And I told this guy, I said, you don't understand tennis, man. Do you know how many years? It'll take like 50 years for somebody to come along and break a 14 slam record. You don't know how tough tennis is. I talked that way to the guy. Thank God I never saw that guy again. He would have clowned me. He would have said, man, you claim to be the tennis prophet, and you said that it would take 50 years for somebody to be special enough, Federer, to come in just a couple of years. Sampras retired. Let's say if that's right, what I'm saying, 2002, 2003, Wimbledon, Federer beats Philippoussis now. Now, somebody may be saying, well, imagine, man, that's just one major. Oh, people, y'all got to say something. This is what, no matter how great Djokovic and Nadal become, Federer is still special, what he did for tennis. People, I can remember when Federer beat Philippoussis. Now, some of y'all are saying, okay, so what? That was just one major. Yes, he did end up with 20, but what was the big deal about Federer winning one major? Everybody won their first major. People, when Federer beat Philippoussis, you know, usually on that Sunday, like the tennis players, after they get through watching tennis, I guess we motivated to play. Everybody goes to the parks and stuff or to the clubs and play tennis, because they say, you know, you just watch Federer play or whoever played, and so now you want to get out and play like the pros. People, when I went to the tennis court that afternoon, about 4 o'clock that afternoon here in California, you should have heard the way people were talking. They would say, man, do you see that Federer guy? We have never seen somebody move that smooth. I've never seen a guy that beautiful. I've never seen somebody that's that beautiful but powerful too. One guy said, he's like a computer. Okay, now, somebody may see, this is what I want people to understand. It's not when people that watch Federer now, 15, 20 years later, you got to understand that it don't look like a big deal now. But back then it looked like a big deal because nobody was doing that, okay? So people had never seen somebody so computerized, so smooth, so flowing, so match play like Federer. So beautiful, so technical too, so impact. So even, for example, people, let me say this here. Even when Nadal won the French Open, and okay, people were impressed that Nadal was only 18 or 19 or how old he was when he won his first French Open. But people didn't say, we have never seen nothing like this before. They didn't say that. As impressive as Nadal was and is, even today, people are saying that Rafael Nadal, toughest, best, the king of clay, can play on all surfaces, could be the GOAT over Federer. But you don't never hear nobody say, we have never seen nothing like that. Of course, Nadal was special. And Nadal is, he's probably the toughest player of all time. I mean, you can say you never seen that, but not like Federer. I can say I've seen something like Nadal, but Nadal's a tougher version of Jimmy Connors, a more physical version of Jimmy Connors. But I've seen a little something like Nadal. Even like Djokovic, people. Even as of today, as many slams as Djokovic wins, people ain't saying, we have never seen somebody like Djokovic before. Okay? Now, even Djokovic fans don't say that. Now, they'll say Djokovic is the real GOAT. Djokovic is so dominant. Djokovic got these stats. Djokovic can break Federer down. He can make Nadal choke. He can make Federer choke. But nobody will say Djokovic didn't have that. We have never seen nothing like this impact. Federer had that. That right there, people, and that's special. So when Federer fans say Federer will always be our GOAT, that's another reason what they saying is that his initial impact on the tennis world of, we have never seen somebody move and flow like this on the court, put together in match play. Okay, people. Now, here's another thing right here. Like Federer's impact, Federer's specialness also got to do with Pete Sampras. People, Pete Sampras was my favorite player. Okay, it still could be. But this Federer guy, within 2-3 years, he's almost the top Sampras. I mean, this was not supposed to happen like that basketball. Like I told that basketball player, Sampras' 14 slam record was supposed to be secured for at least 25 years. Nobody was supposed to come within a year and a half or a year and go on a roll like Federer, special, and just end up racking up 16 majors within like a 5 or 6 year period. That was not supposed to happen, people. So that was special. Now, a Djokovic fans is probably saying, well, between 2011 and 2015, Djokovic wrapped up this amount of slams. But people, okay, but Federer already done it. You understand what I'm saying? So it wasn't as big of a, in other words, it was a big deal what Djokovic did. But because we already have seen Federer do it so quick, it wasn't as big of a deal. So y'all understand what I'm saying? But Federer made it a big deal because he was like the first one to do it that quick. Okay? Now, here's another reason why. Federer fans, those who are rational, maybe saying Federer will always be their GOAT. People, why are we talking about the GOAT debate? Why am I making this video? Because a fan. Listen, even if you're talking about, like I made a video the other day with who's greater between Djokovic and Nadal. That video still had to do with Federer because the purpose of me making the video was why are Djokovic fans, or not just Djokovic fans, why are we skipping Nadal and trying to say Djokovic is going to surpass Federer? He got to surpass Nadal first, so that's why I made a video. It still has to do with Fed. In other words, another reason why Fed will always be special in tennis history, because he keeps the fire under the GOAT debate. No matter who, even if Federer is not part of who you are talking about, it's always, we got to beat Federer. Think about it. Djokovic hasn't surpassed Federer yet. So who is he trying to surpass? Fed. That's special. Who is Nadal trying to surpass? Fed. That's special. In other words, Fed is the common denominator. So if you are the common denominator, even if somebody surpasses you, you're special. People, I think that's it. I think that right there, people, I had some other things I was going to say about the video. That right there is, if Federer fans say Federer will always be our GOAT, I would have to say in the last 15 years, Federer has been the common denominator. Now, somebody can say, well, Magic Man, we get that. But so, Federer wasn't the common denominator between 2011 and 2016 when Fed's game went down a little or a lot here and there, and he was up and down, and Djokovic and Nadal had their rivalry, and it was all about Djokovic and Nadal. People, even that, when it was about Djokovic and Nadal, what were people saying? Would Djokovic surpass Federer? Would Nadal surpass Federer? People were saying that. Federer is still, I don't care. If you try to keep Federer out of the conversation, he is still the common denominator of the last, say, 18 years. 17, I was definitely 15 years. So in other words, I'm just learning something right now that I never really thought of. Somebody could be the GOAT over you, like Nadal and Djokovic could become the GOAT over Federer, but Federer probably will always be the common denominator. That is, he's like that centerpiece that it was based on me. Yeah, Djokovic surpassed me, but who did he have to surpass? He had to surpass me, Big Fed. Yeah, Nadal may have passed me, but who had Nadal? Who motivated Nadal to try to get 20 majors? It was me. Who motivated Djokovic? Why didn't Djokovic retire when he got hurt in 2016? You know why? Because he wanted to come back and get 20 because I had 20. So in other words, people, just because Nadal and Federer, and the video is over, even if Nadal and Djokovic surpasses Federer, Federer has a special place in history, and there's a lot of other things I didn't tell you. Y'all can go to Wikipedia. Just his impact on the game, that even if Nadal and Federer become the GOAT over Federer, somebody may say the guy who's the common denominator, like the Federer fans say, that's our GOAT. Some people may think that way, that the guy who, if he's the common denominator and everybody is trying to become the GOAT because he's the GOAT, so why isn't that guy the GOAT? I think that's what Federer fans are saying. I know, listen, man, if Djokovic and Nadal surpass Federer, they would be the official GOATs over him, but like I said before, I don't know if you can redefine GOAT. Is GOAT the one, like I said, I guess that's what Federer fans are saying, that they have redefined that Federer is their GOAT because he is the common denominator, that everything is centered around him. Whether Djokovic is playing Nadal, they playing each other so they can top Fed's record. Okay, people, it took me a long time to get to this thing. Tennis preacher, prophet, psychic. I think y'all get the point, though. Preacher, prophet, psychic, signing off. Have a good one. The Magic Man, once again, I'm still on the court. The lights stayed on. I thought they was going to go off when I did the other video. Let me see if I can bust another video very quickly. So Federer, he ain't tripping. Nadal fans tripping. Federer fans tripping, other tennis fans tripping, but Federer ain't tripping. I'm telling you.